Hey there guys, it's Tina and I'm back and it is time to celebrate our own. So I've been delving into more indie brands and more into black owned brands because I want to show more support to my people and to really empower those female entrepreneurs that are out here doing the damn thing. So today we're doing just that because I am showcasing the lipstick collection from Propa Beauty. Now you may have heard it pronounced as Propa. I've heard it everywhere pronounced as Propa Beauty, and I was reading through the information on their website. I was reading their story where the owner describes why she wanted to go ahead and launch this brand and provide lipstick shades that are more suitable for deeper, richer skin tones because she couldn't find it anywhere in any other line. She was always mixing shades because she'd find a nude that just needed to be a little deeper, a little bit more warm toned, a little bit more orange, a little bit more red, and so this is how the idea came to her to create a collection of 12 nudes that were great for deeper, richer skin tones. And in the frequently asked questions, there's one that asks, what does propa mean? And it does say that propa is a slang for the word proper, and that you should make sure the pa sounds poppy when you pronounce it. So I'm gonna go with the West Indian in me and pronounce it propa because that is exactly how we would say proper, but with a little bit of a Jamaican twist to it. So this is Propa Beauty. There are 12 lipstick shades in this line. That is all they currently have in their lineup. And like I mentioned before, these are all shades that are suitable for deeper, richer skin tones. There are various undertones, but the majority of these shades are more on the peachy orange side. There are a couple of rosier tones tossed in, as well as some deep, rich brown shades. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the swatches of all 12 of these shades, and we're gonna walk through the formulation, the application, the pricing, and all that at the end. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the swatches. And what I like about this line is that they start out with the deepest shades. So that's exactly what we're gonna start out with. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So we're gonna start out with the shade Driven, which is one of the deeper shades, and I love that they start their shades out with the deeper shades because it's usually the other way around. So this one is described as a deep mauve, and it's really a chocolatey shade with mauvey, almost purpley undertones. It's definitely more on the neutral side. And I am usually scared about wearing neutral brown shades because they can really wash out the skin, but this one for some reason just works. It works really well. I love a deep brown shade. It's one of my favorite shades to wear, and with this one being more on the cool tone side, I think this is stunning. So if you wanted a cool tone brown that was gonna work better on your skin tone and others that you found were just a little bit too gray, here is one that you might want to go ahead and check out. Here we have the shade Empower. This is described as a deep chocolate maroon shade, and I don't really see the maroon. For me, maroon is a little bit more red, a little bit more burgundy. This one is almost a true neutral toned chocolate shade. It has more of a gray to mauvey undertone to it. It's definitely not a warm tone chocolate. This for me is gorgeous. If you're looking for a deep brown that doesn't lean too warm or orangey, this might be one that you want to check out. I definitely love the shade. I love a deep brown. So when I get different offshoots of a deep chocolate, I am in love. So this is gonna be more on the neutral side for me, and I think it is stunning. Then here we have the shade Limitless, which is described as a toasted pumpkin. And I love the description of this shade because that is what it translates as on my skin tone. It's like a darkened pumpkin orange shade, and it's really, really stunning. Again, I love that there's so many orangey tones in this collection because that's what I love on my skin tone personally. I love a warm tone neutral. So this one is a medium tone, deeper orangey brown. This one is more muted though. The orange is not as pronounced. It definitely has a ton of brown to it as well. So if you were looking for more subdued orangey brown, this might be the one to pick up. So next up we have the shade Believe It. It is described as a nutty chestnut, and I absolutely love this shade. I can't get over these. Each one that I swatch, I fall in love. So this one is more of a warm tone, almost yellow brown, and it's really stunning. The pigmentation is amazing, and I think it suits my complexion so well because I have warmer undertones. This is such a beautiful deep brown nude on me. It's so stunning. I really love this one. So this is more on the yellow side, so it's not as orange as some of the other shades. Then we have the shade Profits. This is described as a deep coral, and for me this is definitely not coral. It is more like a burnt caramel shade. It's a caramelly sugar brown, and it's so stunning. I love these kinds of shades. I've always been on the hunt for like a deep tone orangey caramel brown, and I think I finally found it. I haven't been able to find the shade in any other brand, and this one is stunning. The pigmentation on this, absolutely amazing. I love this shade. Next up we have the shade Fighter. This is described as a rich reddish brown. On me, this doesn't translate very red. It does have more rosy undertones to it. It's definitely more on the cool side rather than like a warm orange or a warm yellow. It is a stunning shade. It's a deep brown shade with a hint of a rosy, almost mauvey undertone to it. I think this is a beautiful color if you're looking for more of a neutral toned and slightly rosy deep brown. Then here we have the shade Victress. This one is described as a deep rose petal. And on me, I don't really see the rosy undertones. It still reads more peach on my skin tone. And this one is a lighter nude. So if you were a lighter skin tone, this might be a shade to pick up. Or if you like a more subdued nude shade, this might be a great one for you. This one is a little bit more sheer, so you're not gonna get like full opacity from it. But it translates as a very beautiful, simple, easy nude to pop on. Next up we have the shade Closer. This is described as a plum mauve. And this one is definitely on the more plummy, mauvey, even neutral side. It does have somewhat of a purpley gray undertone to it. So if you're looking for a cool tone shade, this might be one that's right up your alley. For me, cool tones, I have to be careful with them because they can make me look a little bit drab, a little bit dull. And I think that goes for a lot of people, right? These grayer, plummier, mauvey tones kind of really wash out your complexion, wash out your lips. But I think this is still a workable shade on my complexion. I would just line it a little bit, toss on a little gloss, and be out the door. So here you have more of a neutral tone, medium deep brown. Here we have the shade Focused. This is described as a toasted cinnamon shade, and I love that description as well. It is more of a deep brown with warm undertones, but it's not strongly orange. It is more of a peachy brown undertone, and this is pretty. I really do like shades like this. I think this entire line is right up my alley with the undertones. These are tones that I've been searching for a while now, and I finally found a line that has so many options available. So if you were looking for a medium deep brown with orangey undertones, here you go. Next up we have the shade Finesse. This one is described as a neutral taupe, and for me, this almost matches my skin tone perfectly. It's a more neutral toned brown shade, so that's where the taupey undertones lie, and it's so beautiful on my skin tone. I can just imagine using a darker liner with this and a touch of gloss. Oh my god, that's gonna give me the perfect light nude lip, and I absolutely love it. So this shade might be right up your alley if you're my skin tone and you're looking for a nude that's gonna give you almost that blanked out concealer lip. So yeah, there you have Finesse. Then we have the shade Made It. This is described as a juicy tangerine. And on me, this translates as an orange caramel shade. It is really, really beautiful. It definitely has strong orange tangerine undertones, but there's a little hint of brown as well that gives it that caramelly feel. And I really do like this shade. If you're into orangey tangerines, this might be one that's right up your alley. And the final shade up is Her Magic. This one is described as a deep rose. And this one is definitely more on the rosy side. It's like a medium rose tone nude shade. and I really like this as well. I think it's a beautiful rosy nude without leaning very pink, and that's what you need in nudes for darker skin. You need a nude that is gonna have a deep enough undertone that it's not gonna lean beige or lean pink or fuchsia. You want one that's definitely still gonna lean more on the brown side, and I think this one really hits the nail on the head with being a rose toned nude shade. Alright guys, so now that you have seen all 12 of those beautiful swatches, let's go ahead and just do a run through of the brand. So like I mentioned in the introduction, this is a female owned and black owned makeup brand. Her name is Victoria Fazio. Now her middle name is there and I cannot pronounce it, so I'm not even gonna try, but she is the founder and CEO of Propa Beauty. It is an indie brand, so it is a very small company that launched 12 lipsticks to suit our skin tones because she was tired of having to seek out shades that matched her skin tone or having to mix shades to create her perfect nude. So she launched these 12 shades that are gonna work better for our skin tone. So in the description for these lipsticks, it says, extract the powers within yourself. You have what it takes and more, which is really empowering. I love that. It says here that this is a collection of highly pigmented shades that are extremely lightweight. They have a clean, paraben-free formula, they're comfortable, and provide a luminous, elegant satin finish. And with 12 delicious shades, they have enough shades to armor up the inner queen warrior inside for success. And on the box it says, finally a lipstick made just for you. Satin finish, creamy formula with rich color pigments for a luminous pout. It has buildable color, and of course it touts that it's cruelty-free, vegan, and also paraben-free. And the open jar symbol indicates a 12-month usage life, even though on the website in the frequently asked questions it does say that these lipsticks will last 2+ years. To be on the more conservative side, I'm gonna go with that 12-month usage life, but of course you can use your products as you see fit. If nothing changes with the smell or the texture, I'd be very comfortable using this beyond the 12-month usage life. These are also made in China and designed in the USA. Now this is an online indie brand, so of course they're only available for purchase currently on the Propa Beauty website, so you can definitely check them out. And there are discount codes that you can also use because I used one to get a better deal on the shades that I picked up. So each of these shades retail for $12 and they contain 0.12 ounce of product or 3.5 grams, which is the typical size of a bullet lipstick on the market. And again, there are 12 shades available, and you can also get these in bundled deals. So you have trios available in different like shade combinations. You have pumpkin spice, cocoa browns, deep mauves, and fall nudes, and those retail for $32.40 for 3 shades instead of the $36 that you would pay to pick up those 3 shades individually. And then if you want to get the 12-piece bundle, which is all the shades, you can get that for $119 versus $144, which is what your girl did right here. There is also free shipping on orders over $25 for US based orders, and international shipping is free over $45. Standard shipping in the USA is $5.95 and for express is $19.95, and then international you have a standard shipping of $9.95. The packaging for these lipsticks is very understated and beautiful. It's very elegant and very simple and sophisticated, and I love it. You'll see that the boxes are very understated and simple. They're beautiful black and nudie brown with all the details that you could want on the lipsticks, from the sizing to the manufacturing, as well as all the ingredient details that are also available on the website. So these lipstick tubes are a beautiful octagon shape, so they have 8 flat sides and they are flat at the top and the bottom, so they're easy to store upright in your collection. And the tubes are this beautiful roasted nutty brown shade, and on the bottom you have a color-coded label that matches up to the color inside the tube, and it has the name of the lipstick on the label along with the company and product name. At the top you have the Propa Beauty logo, which is very cute. It is printed on in gold, and inside the tube is a gold twist up, and the lipstick bullets are just your typical lipstick bullets. The Propa Beauty name is also printed on the internal tube, and these utilize a snap fit closure rather than a magnetic closure, which makes the lipstick tubes a little bit more lightweight. They don't feel as heavy, but they also don't feel cheap and plasticky at all, and that actually helps to reduce the price of the actual lipsticks. Alright, now let's go ahead and talk some more about the actual lipstick formulation. Now these lipsticks are described as having a creamy, luminous satin finish with a hint of vanilla cream scent, and they provide sheer to full buildable color coverage. For me, these are indeed more of a creamy satin lipstick. They're not going to give you necessarily a luminous finish, but it does give you a beautiful creamy look to the lips. These are not matte at all. So if you want a matte lipstick, this is not where you're going to find it. This range contains all satin shades, and I actually like that for them because they're very comfortable to wear. They feel very light and creamy on the lips, but they don't feel thick or heavy, and I really love that. They do provide a sheer color payoff, and it's buildable up to a more full coverage for a few of the shades. So like the deeper shades definitely have richer pigmentation, full opacity. Some of the lighter shades are a little bit more sheer in finish, and you'll see that from the swatches that some of them are a little bit more sheer than others. And I will say, I'm absolutely in love with this range. I don't know if you already heard me throughout the swatches just oohing and awing about these colors. They're fantastic, and I think they hit the nail on the head. They accomplished exactly what they set out to do. They created a range of 12 lipsticks that are beautiful on darker skin tones. I consider myself to be like a medium dark shade, more on the deep tan side, and I absolutely love all these shades on my skin tone. Even the more mauve tone, gray tone shades that I tend to stay away from because they can make me look a little bit dead, like I need, girl, you need to get some life in you. Even those shades look amazing on my skin tone. I love them. The chocolatey browns, like the deep chocolatey browns, absolutely love them. This is one of my favorite shades that I am wearing right now. That is the shade Empower, and I popped a little gloss on it. I also use the lip liner. So even though they don't recommend using a lip liner, for me, a lip liner is just gonna solidify the wear of these lipsticks. And you don't have to apply the lip liner all over your lips. Just anchor your lip color around the edges so that you won't have any bleeding and feathering, which is what I prefer to do with more of a creamy satin formula. I apply a matte lip liner. That's gonna really make my lip color bulletproof so it won't go sliding and slipping all over my lip line. So that is my recommendation. I do think the formulation allows you to create some definition around your lip line, but if you're looking for that crisp outer lip line, you're gonna need to go in with a lip liner. And these also layer up well with lip glosses. They don't start sliding around or anything. Like this color, stunning. I really love this formulation. I love the shade range. I am so happy that I went ahead and got all the shades instead of like trying to pick and choose. Now with you guys, I don't think you need to go ahead and get all the shades because a lot of these shades are very, very, very similar. And I'll show you them up against each other so you can see the slight differences. Like they're very subtle differences in undertones, but a lot of them are very, very similar. So you can go ahead and just choose your favorite shade. I think you have a great selection of deep, rich tones. You have rich medium tones as well, and then you have some lighter shades mixed in. Not a ton of lighter shades, which I appreciate. Actually, I love more of a medium tone deep brown because we don't see a lot of that on the market. So I think again, Propa hit it out the park with these. I'm absolutely in love. I am so happy I picked them up. I am so happy to support a minority owned brand and a female owned brand at that. Like, we're doing things, okay? So we're out here creating products that are suitable for us, and some of these brands just aren't getting with the program. So you know what? We're gonna do it for ourselves, and I am so happy to support these brands that are actually here supporting us. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful. I do highly recommend these lipsticks. If you can find a shade that you think is like your perfect nude, go for it. I don't think you would be disappointed at all. I'm gonna leave a link to Propa Beauty down below so you can check them out. I'll also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter where you can follow me along. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye guys.